Okay, guys, welcome to another day in the Ultimate Access Football League. It is the fifth and final day of Week 5, which means after this UAFL stream, there will not be any more UAFL games until Monday night. So yeah, let's just keep that in mind. Okay, I'm getting stupid pop-ups on YouTube. I'm like, it's asking me to freaking apply for YouTube school or something like that, or membership schools. While I'm busy trying to do something on YouTube as I'm currently live. Like, what is up, Amo Sam? Welcome to the stream. I finally got the chat opened up. I'm gonna try to get Access Football to start properly. I'm going to actually do manual ads this time, just so that people don't get spammed with ads every time an interesting play happens. I want to test that out. All right, I need to log into Twitch. I'm going to take the time to log into Twitch. Oh, wait, I changed my password, didn't I? Maybe not. Weird. All right, never mind. I'll have to set that up at some point. First, let's just get on with the first game of the night then. Mexico City. Yeah, y'all waited long enough. I'll figure this out while I'm live. Mexico City versus Dallas. Let's start with them. What's the weather? Dense fog. Huh. It's interesting. All right, welcome to Dallas, Texas. You know, it's crazy how these two teams are not in the same division, considering that Mexico City and Dallas are so close together. Well, I guess Houston's even closer, but Mexico City hasn't played Houston yet. I think they play Houston this season. Jaguars are currently the best from their division, and I think Dallas might be too. Is that actually my password? Why did I change? I did not mean to change my Twitch password to something that I can't even remember. Good thing that Apple had the thumbpad thing. And it was just sent to my messages. Hold on, let me pause this game. Hello? Thank you. 1 second, guys. I'm going to try to get this set up properly because I want to be able to use Twitch. Or, I mean, I am using Twitch, but I want to be able to see my own chat on Twitch. There we go. All right, we can resume. I need to copy and paste that password to my notes app. And probably change it again, because I didn't even intentionally... I didn't even intentionally make that my password. Because it is the stupidest password. Like, I would have never remembered. So now I'm going to type this letter by letter. I hate Apple's new features. You see... Oh, I gotta do it again. Hold on, let me pause. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Turn on notifications. Sure, why not? It's not like I'm following that many people on Twitch because I don't watch Twitch that much. But I'll stream to it for sure. Let's continue. All right. I can finally read my Twitch chat again. Yay! Now I don't have to pause this game. I guess I missed a Mexico City touchdown while we were gone. I mean, I'm projecting the Jags to win this. So we'll see. Okay. Last time somebody followed our Twitch channel was 10 days ago, so we gotta fix that. Hold on.
Go.
Look at all these people getting... What's this? Channel is not eligible for predictions. Okay, I blocked. Oh, I can check. I can access my blocked words from the mobile app now? Bet. There has been 175 occurrences of stream boo ever since I banned the word. And I also blocked the word Discord because people like to bot it nowadays. It's annoying.
Go. Go.
Okay. So the Jaguars are about to score another touchdown again. That's what it looks like. Actually, I'm quite curious. I want to see my stream's analytics. What the heck? Oh, that's this stream. That's why.
Hike.
I need to find a week that I did not... Well, this was last week. That's another touchdown by the Jags. Dallas is getting cooked already, aren't they? And I want to see what would happen if I tuned into my stream.
Hike.
Okay, so I can click on a stream, I don't get an ad. But as soon as I press the insert ad button, that's when things get interesting. Well, it never gave me an ad. Well, that's probably because I'm watching from... That button did nothing but lag out my phone. I kid you not. The insert ad button didn't even work. Let me go ahead and turn sleep mode off. There we go. Dallas is actually going down the field. Just click decline. Because that's not even on the right device. And what's up, ICTV? Welcome to the stream. Is this microphone still working or am I muted?
Is this microphone?
Okay, I'm still functional. Let me resume the game. And touchdown. Dallas scores. Okay, I guess the Stampede will keep it close. I didn't even read what their records were for this season. The Mexico City Jaguars are currently 3-1. Which means if they win tonight, they'll be 4-1, and Dallas is currently also 3-1. So, winners 4-1, losers 3-2. Either way, both of them will still have a winning record at the end of the day. And it says ICTV Roblox has joined the chat room. Didn't he already join though? Late. Mason, and he gets a first down. Who doesn't like the Jags, guys? Man, I can't wait for March Madness this year. Just in case if somebody loses and then everyone starts talking crap about it. There was a year that St. Peter's beat Kentucky in the first round. It was hilarious. Because there was a Kentucky fan in a Discord server. His name was Michael. Who had the biggest fit of all people. Here's Austin. Touchdown, Jags. Mexico's really doing well this season. And ICTV Roblox has left the chat room. And it's another first down. And first down. It's crazy how Dallas only lost once this season, and that was during week 1. And they sucked that week. They played like they were ready to finish the season 3-9. Now they play a lot better, but obviously it's not helping them win tonight against Mexico City, who has been dominant for a while. What? When did a 15th person get added to this? What? There's a Colts fan in this Discord now? Finally, the Indianapolis Gladiators are finally added to the XBTV list. Nice. That's good to hear. Because they're actually good this season. And they play tonight as well. Ooh, that should have been picked off. Here's Austin. Pass is incomplete. Ouch. I didn't even know we added a 15th member to the list of XBTV game teams. That's 15 of them now. Touchdown, Mexico City. AI Galloway's getting cooked tonight. AI Galloway is getting cooked tonight. It's the first time he's been getting cooked since week 1. Oh, there's a fumble. Oh, AI's fumbled it, guys. AI Galloway has fumbled the ball. What has happened to this team? What has happened to Dallas this week? Call timeout. What are they doing? I'm about to say. I want to see what happens here. Oh, they're going to kick a field goal. Come on, boys. Make it 20. I haven't had this joy since week 1. AI Galloway is getting cooked tonight. Well, the score's 31-10. The Mexico City Jaguars are leading by 21. That also means that AI Galloway is losing again for the first time in a long time. Who else is playing the night after this? Ooh. Well, I guess that's a double XBTV match now. It used to only be a single, but it's Cleveland versus Indianapolis. It would be... What's the new guy's name? The new guy's name is... Pesky. So it's Caleb versus Pesky next. That's going to be fun. And that would be the Cleveland Coyotes and the... Here's Webb. He's going to pass it up deep. Incomplete. Wonder what's going to happen next week. Let me look at the schedule. We also have the San Francisco Sharks versus Michael's Green Bay Axemen. And the Kansas City Wranglers versus Me Dolphins Miami Warriors. I honestly can't believe that Kansas City still doesn't have an XBTV member. You would think they would have one, but they don't. Uh-oh. It just keeps. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Who doesn't like it when you got this as the result? Oh. I wonder what happened to my calendar for 2020 2025. I don't know where it went. I have one for 2026. I always picked off. Oh my gosh. What is this defending? Now the Jags are falling apart. Dang. Oh, that's intercepted. From 3 yards out, you cannot make this stuff up. What in the world? It is another first down for the Jags. It is quarter number 4 now. Okay, here we go. It's 38-13. Dallas is getting cooked. Well, fourth down. Dallas is punting again. Okay. First down. The Jags are just dominant in any way possible tonight. There's like no saying what can possibly be improved for Mexico City. Like, they have dominated against Dallas tonight. And then plus they get the face mask. And touchdown. Well, I guess the week 6 is going to be starting soon. The last week of part 1 of this season. And at that point, anyone who makes it Okay, here's Dallas and timeout taken. Touchdown, Dallas. Okay. Is this game over? Okay, this game's over. The Jags have already done the beating tonight. Well, the Mexico City Jaguars will win this game 45-20. Wow. What a blowout. How about them Cowboys? I wish there was a way you could say that with the Stampede. If Dallas finally lost. It took them long enough. Alright, it is Cleveland versus Indianapolis. A double XBTV matchup. This one takes place in Indianapolis. Oh yeah, not to mention Dallas lost at home, so that was hilarious. Okay, so it is partly cloudy. Is it closer to the... No, it's getting cloudier. No wind, though. Okay, there's a flag on the field. And there's another flag on the field. Amazing. Alright, now I do the points and stuff. It's going to be a 25-point win for Mexico City. How does Dallas have a negative point differential of what? A negative point differential of 38, but yet they have a 3-2 record. Explain to me how the frick that makes sense. They have the same... Hold up. Dallas has the same point differential as Washington right now. How in the frick are they not losing as much as they should be? Oh, what? y'all let Okay, guys. With the Jaguars' win, Mexico City is now in first in the entire NFC. I would have never expected an expansion franchise to have so much success. And the fact is all four of them are having success this season. Oh man, look at this. It's currently 30 degrees in Indianapolis right now. I really wonder who's going to win this game, honestly. This is a tough battle between the AFC North and the AFC South. I mean, only the best teams are playing tonight. And even though Dallas is projected to be the best of the NFC East, they are really not, because so far New York is doing their job for them. I think Dallas only gets destroyed when they play a team that's at their skill level. It's like the Baltimore Ravens. I don't even know how we lost to the Bengals last week. Like, what happened? My question is, who's going to win the Access Cup this season? I quite don't know because there's a bunch of good teams, but only one of them is going to win it. There's also a bunch of bad teams like Los Angeles, Louisiana, Philadelphia, Toronto, Calgary, Tennessee, Ottawa, and Houston especially. I think Houston's the worst team in the league right now. Oh, wow. Indianapolis might score first tonight. Ooh, Dallas was in 6th prior to entering this game. Actually, you know what? This might be the biggest downfall of a team. Hold on a second. Are they below Arizona? Yeah. Wow. Um, okay, so the Dallas Stampede are going to go from 6th in the NFC, which would be a wild card spot, skipping the first round. They're going all the way down to 11th, which means they're now not even in playoff range anymore, even with a winning record. That means the Arizona Heat have officially entered the playoff range. So that upset against Arizona beating Chicago last night really did help them then. Montreal's moving up to 9th. Vancouver's moving up to 8th. Winnipeg is now in 7th. And Detroit is going to move into the wild card spot, which means now Detroit is looking to skip the first round of the playoffs. How many teams are we gonna notice make the playoffs as of right now from the NFC? From each, well, I mean, of course it's 10, but I mean from each division. In the NFC East, it's now 2, just New York and Montreal. From the North, I think there's 4. Yeah, from the NFC North, there are 4 teams that are looking to make the playoffs, with Minnesota being the only one that hasn't had that much success so far this season, as Minnesota is currently 2-3. There was a point in time this season at the end of week 3, just 2 weeks ago, where all 5 teams from that division had winning records. I think what's next week? I think next week, week 6, is going to be opposite. Is going to be AFC versus NFC week again. That means that could potentially happen again. Maybe. No, I don't know. The number of playoff teams from the NFC South is only 1, because that division sucks. Schleppington, this Roblox update sucks. I think I know what he's talking about. I call it segregation. I've quit that game for several reasons. I've heard... Oh, don't even get me started on Roblox when I just found out what they're doing with Australia today. They're segregating not only by age group, they're segregating by country. They're not even able to chat with people outside their country now. That's how bad things have gotten over there. So not only are they going to trigger an age war, they're going to start triggering a race war based on what country you're from, which is stupid. Like, that's just gonna lead to more people getting VPNs. Oh, Indianapolis is getting close to scoring, guys. This is a good game. I mean, both of these two teams are 3-1 this season. Cleveland's case is definitely... Both of these teams had a very rough past. And they both want to leave that behind, obviously. As now, they're looking to be a lot better. Yeah, it looks like Schlepp literally just uploaded a video about the AI estimation stuff. And of course he doesn't of course he disapproves of it. I already knew he disapproved of it before this video came out. Persona thought that Schlep was a minor. What in the frick is up with AI? Roblox and Persona are two of the worst companies I've ever heard of. It is an honest joke. Why did we don't clown Persona enough? Stickbug guy says good morning. Yep, good morning. I'm pretty sure you woke up to the news that Schlep just uploaded a video. Because I literally just watched that as soon as it came out just now. It's a 2-minute video on why Roblox is on him just testing out Persona on a different website. Because Roblox is not the only website that uses Persona. Stickbug guy says I'm not subbed to Schlep. Oh. Well, I guess he woke up for a different reason then. Dang, the whole Russia thing is still trending. And touchdown, Gladiators. And now I guess we finally figured out who's going to be winning tonight. And it's going to be Indianapolis right now. I mean, it could be a there could be a comeback though from Cleveland though. That's a first down by Cleveland. I woke up because I needed to use the toilet and turned on the light. I went blind for a second and now I can't go back to sleep. Oh. Yeah, that happens. On days like that, I just I just don't even turn the light on to begin with. Unless, of course, your bathroom is weird and has a weird shape like my old bathroom did, but and I wonder how this week's gonna go. I mean, considering that the news that Roblox has been banned in Russia yesterday. I actually have not checked out their player count. Since that incident happened, so we're actually gonna go. We're actually gonna go. And so when was Roblox banned from there? It happened yesterday, so I mean, it doesn't seem to have a lot of an effect on the player count as of right now. Because they're still getting 16 million people. And that's half. You know, since Schlep just uploaded a video on that, I wonder if the law firm is going to see that he's part of, and then they're going to start talking about the AI. Oh, it's intercepted. That is crazy. Wait, if Cleveland loses, what will that mean for the AFC North? No. If Cleveland loses by too much, then the Ironhawks will be in first in the division. Please don't let that happen, man. I beg of you. I could care less though, because Baltimore ain't making the playoffs anyway. It's just that our own rival is going to be in first in division if Indianapolis beats Cleveland by how many points? I think 20 or 19. Or I guess it's by 20. That's not happening right now, but if it happens, the good news is none of the division leaders have a losing record. The Stickbug guy says it's week 3 and I still haven't gotten Nate's blade from the black market in fish. The black market is a dangerous place to be in. And there's a high chance of getting scammed, and you're not even supposed to be able to use the black market because it's against Roblox's terms of service. And yet, Roblox still has a bot problem where people spam ads everywhere. Well, actually, those ads might stop because of the AI age estimation stuff. But in Cleveland, it's down by 18. They score 2 more. Pittsburgh could be in first in the division again. Don't you love it? You know, it's crazy how we're in 12th right now. Where are the teams at? Oh yeah, both of these teams are division leaders, aren't they? Cleveland in 3rd, Indianapolis in 4th. Who else is competing? Indianapolis is probably going to stay the division champions for now, while Cleveland might be kicked off the throne and replaced by the Ironhawks. The funny thing is, Pittsburgh sucks, though. If this is how this is going to go, this whole division's cooked. I mean, I'm not... Okay, let me not be too harsh on Pittsburgh. They don't entirely suck. They're kind of good when they want to be good. But after week 3 and 4, I was like, what is up with this team? Imagine if the Rockets win. I'm kidding. How is Nebraska in 7th again? Okay, here's Cleveland. First and 10 for Indianapolis. And Stickbug Guy is back. Welcome back. It is quarter number 4. And seems like even though Indianapolis is winning, it's not by 20. Which means Cleveland might remain in first in their current division. I don't know. Who did Pittsburgh play in the earlier weeks? So they played Toronto and Baltimore, so, or at least so far this season. They haven't played Cleveland or Cincinnati yet in the division. That's just, for us, we've played for my team, which is Baltimore, we've played Pittsburgh and Cleveland already, which means we only have to play Cincinnati and Toronto later down the season at least. Crazy thing is next week is going to be week 6, and that's when my team is playing Chicago. Pain, because I know dang well we might lose if we don't show up like we did last week. The funny thing is we always lose last minute because of an interception. Like, what? Like, we can go so close to winning, and then it just gets picked off. Oh, look at that. The NAGA is finally... They finally uploaded a video on Access Football. They did the Tuscan Vipers versus the Pottsville Maroons. I have a feeling that is a copy of the Vancouver Maroons, or a hockey team from back then. The San Antonio Fighters. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm gonna go fact check that before I get canceled by the NAGA people. Oh. I'm right. No, I'm not. I search up Vancouver Maroons and it pops up with Vancouver Millionaires. No, they were a team. So I was right. There was a team called the Maroons in hockey. They just have very similar colors, don't they? I mean, of course, it's maroon. What would I expect? But they had the San Antonio Fighters, which is literally the Houston Bombers, except white. Who the frick came up with that team name? It was versus the Milwaukee Bees. And then the Vancouver Mountaineers versus the Brooklyn Bandits, which is basically the old version of the Las Vegas Outlaws logo. Except it's completely black. Then the Colorado Springs Miners versus the Virginia Beach Mariners. And then finally, the Louisville Kings versus the Albuquerque River Monsters. I'll have to go check that channel out. Oh no, these games haven't started yet. Okay. So they already pre-recorded it and they just haven't happened yet. You see, when the playoffs starts in the UAFL, they will be videos and they will premiere at a specific time. They're not going to be at the time when we are recording right now. What I'm also not going to do is have all the games premiere at the same time when the playoffs happens as well, because that's stupid. Everyone should be able to have the opportunity to watch every game in the playoffs. Oh yeah, more games than what I originally thought of. They have 8. It looks like there's 8 games. 16 of the teams in the NAGA are playing tomorrow. How many teams are there again? There's actually 32 in the NAGA. Cleveland's gotten themselves slightly back into this game. Oh, never mind. That's game. Maybe. There's still 2 timeouts. Why is he throwing out of bounds? Like, what is bro doing? Then that's game. I think that's game, guys. The Gladiators are going to win it. Cleveland will fall to 3-2. And Indianapolis will rise to 4-1. The Gladiators have never tasted this success before. Well, now they have. All right, next set of teams and the final NFC game of this week. We have the San Francisco Sharks versus the Green Bay Axemen. And this is taking place in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So I do have to change the stadium to the Classic Stadium because Carolina doesn't have a team. Or no, I mean Green Bay doesn't have a stadium, I'm sorry. Same weather. I mean, I guess they're from the same. They're in the same region as, or the same local area as Indy, so. I mean, they're close to the Gladiators, so why would I expect the weather to be any too much different? It's crazy how we get cardboard cutouts as fans. You see, my league is competing against other leagues, even though I'm not trying to. And I've seen Blue Tees. Look at Blue Tees comment. How the heck did the Sims 4 win? Don't ask me, man. I don't know either. I don't even know how the heck they avoided getting last place again. It's just mind blowing. Oh, I know why. Because Rocket Racing was even worse in terms of fan base. What in the frick? Who is scheduling these NFL Access football games? Because yesterday we talked about the Jaguars playing the Colts, and now the Eagles are apparently playing the Chargers in Access Football. I don't know much about this, if he's running a sim league. I'm wondering if this guy is going to do a sim league with NFL teams, because I don't know. I want to see Jalen Hurts I want to see Jalen Hurts in Access Football. That'd be funny. And somebody broke the game already. Whoever Harley is, whatever mods you have installed has caused every single player from the Eagles to just run in circles. That's hilarious. I, Why is it that every single week I do Access Football, the game for week 3, or for the games that are for week 3, are just not on the list? Like, or not week 3, I'm sorry. The games that are happen on Wednesday night just don't ever show up on this list. Like, why? Why specifically Wednesday night? Man, it's crazy how we're already about to be done with this Access Football week. Is anyone still making videos on Access Football 24? They are. The Ultimate Gamers Ultra League. Oh my gosh, they use actual Access Football teams. Somebody's That means that the Denver Mountaineers have a chance to win more trophies, because that was the meta back then, and all the expansion teams were terrible. Oh my days. What? How is San Francisco 4-9 in this other league? Dude, San Francisco is literally 3-1 right now. And they have a chance to be 4-1 if they win tonight. But right now the Axemen are about to score first, so they might. What is Ultra League football? Oh, they're in the playoffs. And I don't think this guy did a good job at hiding who's going to be in championship games because they forgot to add a thumbnail to every single one of his Access Football matches. Why do you think I put thumbnails in my stuff? Hold on, how did Washington make the playoffs? Is there a Discord server to this league? TUG is already. Playoff schedule first round. American Conference. Why is Minnesota in the American Conference? Why is Seattle there? He must have a different playoffs format because there is no way that Washington and there's no way I've simulated a season in Access Football 24. There's no way in heck that Washington made the playoffs. I think they had to have edited the team rosters. There's no way. I'm how let me just go to the old version of the UAFL real quick and take a look at some of those teams. Look, Washington is not. That's the old version of season 3. See, in my version, in season 2 of the UAFL, which was all the way back in 2023, really, when the game came out. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong. I guess Washington did make it into the play-in tourney. I guess Washington used to be pretty good about 2 years ago. Because they finished that season 8-7. New York finished 8-7. New York's better than they are today. Yeah, let's compare. Let us compare all the Access football teams with the Access football teams we had from the previous version of the game. Starting with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was 11-4 in the last time we had a season in Access Football 24. Compare that to today, and they're not as good. So the Ironhawks kind of fell off. Baltimore, they really fell off. They went from having a 10-5 season. Well, they currently are 2-3. Washington kind of fell off too. They went from 8-7 to being one of the worst in the league. New York went from being mid to being good. Buffalo went from being bad to actually being one of the better teams in the league. Like, don't sleep on Buffalo anymore. This isn't Access 24. Philadelphia is still Philadelphia. They still suck. They always sucked. I've never seen them ever get good at Access football. See, this is why whenever a new version of Access football comes out, prepare for surprises, basically. Then you have Denver. Denver was insane last season. They were 12-3 in the UAFL last time they had a season. And that was when we had 15 weeks, and we now have 12. Because I'm trying to fit the entire season in a 3-month span. Because I used to have a plan on doing 3 seasons a year, but now I'm doing 4 seasons a year because obviously I want to align it with my YouTube channel properly. But Kansas City Wranglers, they were pretty good as well. They're mid now. But you want to know what's funny? Last season in the UAFL, Indianapolis, Vegas, Cleveland, and Miami in Access 2024, they didn't make the playoffs. All of them were terrible. Indianapolis was 5-10. Vegas was 5-10. Cleveland was 5-10, and in Miami, I thought they were the worst. I think they were the worst team in the league, actually, weren't they? Yeah, the Miami Warriors were the worst team in Access Football 24 with a point differential of -208 and a record of 1-14. Nowadays, Miami is actually in playoff range. How do you go from being the worst team to making the playoffs in the next season? I mean, I guess they haven't officially made the playoffs yet, but they have a high chance that they will. Green Bay is really doing some damage against the Sharks tonight. I think Arizona beat them last week. If that's the case, wait, wouldn't that put the Sharks below Arizona? Hold on, let me look at that up. Oh, it would. But then we got Vancouver, though. Wouldn't that mean that the Mallards would be in first in the division? It's interesting looking at old seasons. Um, and it looks like San Francisco was still good. In that previous season, Winnipeg was still good. I didn't even realize they were good for that long. Arizona was mid, but I think Arizona might be a little bit better now that they're taking down tougher teams. Los Angeles was mid back then. Now they're trash. Houston was trash last time, and they still are trash. Tennessee is still trash as well. It's just that both Tennessee and Houston weren't as bad as they are today. Touchdown Green Bay. And then we go to the NFC. Then we go to the NFC side. Detroit. 10-5. Detroit is still good too at this day. Orlando being mid, they're slightly better than they were in Access 24. Montreal is way better than they were in Access 24 for sure. Cincinnati is way better than they were in Access 24. Boston is way worse than they were in Access 24. What happened? And Mexico City, probably one of the best franchise rebuilds we've seen. They went from having a 4-11 season and missing the playoffs. Now they're the best team in the NFC South. And they're the only one that might even make the playoffs from that division because everybody else just sucks in that division. Then you got the Central. Well, actually, no, that's just what the name of the division was back in this past. Vancouver's still good to this day. Atlanta's worse than they used to be. Oklahoma City's worse than they used to be. Carolina is slightly better. Louisiana's worse. And Chicago is way better than they used to be. In the previous version of the game. And then you have Dallas. Dallas is midish good. Nebraska's slightly worse than they used to be. Green Bay is only slightly better than they used to be. They're about to win again tonight. Based on the way they're performing, they might be 4-1. Then you have Seattle. I don't think did Seattle not make the playoffs? How many teams made the playoffs back then? 1, 2, 3. I didn't even finish it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Was it? Oh yeah, I guess it was only 9 per conference back then. But that was still half because that's when we had 36 teams. And the only reason I didn't do that this time is because I wanted to have 8 divisions. So I had to add 4 teams to this in order to balance it out, and I had to add Toronto, Ottawa, Calgary, and Edmonton just to balance it out. And of course, all 4 of those expansion teams are not that good. And then we go to oh yeah, it's crazy how Seattle is still at the same skill level. St. Louis is better than they used to be, but they're not that much better. And Minnesota is too, but the same situation with them. Well, because this guy didn't use thumbnails in any of his or in any of the previews, it looks like Cleveland and Atlanta are in the championship in Access 24 right now. I would have never expected that, actually. Because the Coyotes are terrible in Access 24. So I wonder what happened there. And I know this because I literally did a season with those teams in Access 24. Touchdown, San Francisco. San Francisco could definitely go back-to-back losses this time. Any recent stuff on Access Football 23? No. Then there was Access 21. I don't think anyone still plays that one either. And that's half. You know, Access 2020 was when Access Football had esports for like $1,000. Sad enough, this esport hasn't continued its name. Access 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. 19. I don't even want to get started on Access 19 because I've had the game crash on me 15,000 times. It was a pain. It's gotten so bad that we had to do. I think we did a UAFL season in Access in what was it? Access 17. Whew. Yeah, UAFL season 1 was in Access 17, guys. And guess who won that? Oh yeah, that's when we also had 16 teams as well, and this was when this is somehow went to Los Angeles. Now LA is terrible, and I don't think they're going to do anything else. Now we don't know how many seasons this we're going to be using this version of the game is going to be. So you better get some popcorn, because we're going to have a minimum of at least 4. Maybe a maximum of 8, though, depending on if the Access Football devs decide to make Access 27 or not. Which, I know last time Access Football 25 was canceled because they wanted to put extra effort in 26. What about Access 18? No one plays Access 18 still. Access 17, though. So yeah, I guess Access 24. Access 24 alongside Access 26 are still active. I don't know how Access 24 might still be active, but well, actually, I think there's a good reason for that. It's not. I mean, then again, the guy that made the league is on Steam, so I don't know why he hasn't moved up to the next Access yet. But if you're on the Nintendo Switch or mobile, everyone is still on a different version of Access Football. For example, if you're a mobile player, they're still on Access 23. They don't even have Access 24. And then if you're on Switch, they're still waiting to get that pushed. Let me see if there's any news. Huh. People have played Access. There's an actual Steam Deck page for Access Football as well. This game is tied now. That's crazy. What in the actual frick is going on? Reading this mobile support page on Access Football has become a comedy at this point. Every time I'm in that Discord channel, there's always some beef about somebody complaining about begging for when to release the day of when Access Mobile will come out. Like it's so they're so impatient that it's just funny. You'll be lucky if you even get it in Christmas, okay? People are literally starting arguments over Access Mobile. This is stupid. How about somebody threaten to cancel the release if they continue to act like children? Well, I guess some of these people are children. Because Discord goes as low as 13 years old. I'm always. This clip is awesome. I've never seen a punt so bad. Why is San Francisco the king of coming back into a football game? Now that I had just look up and they scored now. San Francisco has scored against Green Bay. In Access 19 or 17, if this was Access 17, Green Bay would be pummeling this team into the ground. But nope, not this season. So I wonder how the Access Football developers decide which teams are going to be good or not. Oh, he fumbled the ball and he lost the ball. Michael has lost the ball. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got stinky alert. We got a stinker alert. Oh, man. Both Dallas and Green Bay losing on the same night is going to be comedy. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Touchdown. Nope, this one's getting called back. And it's 4th and goal. The Sharks are probably going to kick a field goal. I think, you know, it's good to have a day where only good teams are playing football. We're already getting close to the end of the 3rd game. I've just been kind of laid back so much that I didn't even register the scores from the last game that we did. I still have to put that into the standings on my Discord. What the heck was that? Here's a pass here. Why is there so many rules? Who made this rules channel? I'm sorry if you are if you are an Access Football owner or developer or whoever you are, whoever James is, but you didn't need to put 1,000 different rules. You should just merge them all into one rule, like most people do. Dude, there's like over 50 rules in that. No blank usernames, no inappropriate nicknames, no explicit nicknames, no offensive nicknames, no nicknames with unusual or unreadable Unicode. What? These are not, half of these rules don't even make sense to have. No blank profile pictures, no inappropriate profile pictures. No membership granted to under 18s. Mods reserve the right to change nicknames. Mod reserve the right to use their own discretion regardless of any rule. No DMing other members of the server. Rules apply to DMing other members of the server. No inviting unofficial bots. No bugs. Exploits, hacks, blah blah blah. Text chat rules. No questioning the mods. No pinging the mods. No asking to be granted roles / mod roles. This is... I'm sorry, but this is the most Discord moderator like thing ever. Or no, this is like Reddit. Like, what is this? Who made these rules? No modding. What do you mean by no modding? How are you gonna have a rule that says no modding, yet you build your game for mods? Like, are you absolutely insane? Who wrote these rules? A lot of these are normal rules and they should just be featured under no discrimination, like, or bullying. Like, they have so much of that. No flame wars. No trolling, no spamming, no excessive messaging. No caps lock. How are you going to have two rules? One says no advertisement, and then another one says no advertisement with permission. Or without permission. Like, yeah, the rules are very confusing. I think somebody should or at least somebody should rewrite half of these rules, because you have a channel that's called Access Football Content Creator News. Is this the same guy that hold on, this guy's name is Nick Rude. Yeah, this is the same guy that's doing the other football league. Like, is this like... Oh, is this game over? No. Because the Sharks have to punt. Okay. 2nd and inches. Green Bay might take the lead. This is insane. Are we going to... Oh, please don't go into OT, dude. That means it's going to be like 4 in the morning whenever I freaking go to bed. Oh! That could have been an interception for a game winner. I've never seen a game so tight in my life. Oh, he's in. I think Green Bay might have just won it. The Green Bay Axemen are in the lead now by 4. I mean, some of these YouTube channels that do... Some of these channels that do these kinds of videos... How many subs do they... I probably have the most subscribers out of all the people that do Access Football. But that's because of my other side niche, just not because of Access Football. Why is... I think somebody needs to update the... Oh! Ho, ho. Green Bay has won it with an interception. It was so close. The Axemen win. No shot. I need to add the score. Wow. Vancouver's in first in the division. What in the world is happening? The Vancouver Mallards are now in first in the NFC West. And the Axemen, I think, are now in first in the NFC North. I think. I don't remember. Last game of the week. We got the Kansas City Wranglers versus a really, really good team called the Miami Warriors. I gotta look up the weather in Miami. Because we're in Miami this week. Dang, it's 73 degrees there right now. I mean, of course it is. It's freaking Miami. Why would it be hot or cold? I'm kidding. It would be hot. I mean, it is hot on some days, but not excessively hot. Wow. To think that the Warriors would lose their first game against Buffalo is crazy. And now they play Kansas City. Miami Stadium looks sick, though. Like, I just want to go into camera mode and just tour some of these stadiums in some way, but imagine if these stadiums were real places. If these were real places, they would instantly look way better than half of the normal NFL stadiums would look. Especially if you can, especially as someone who's been to M&T Bank Stadium. I've only been there because I'm a Ravens fan. And let me tell you, we don't have a dome. I mean, not that we need one, but Buffalo's getting a dome. All right, it's +7 for... All right, I'm going to start adding some points to some of the teams. Oh, there's a punt already. Gladiators are now 4-1 with a point differential of plus 35. And who was their opponent? It was Cleveland. Cleveland is now... They're still in first in their division. They're just not as good. There's now a three-way tie for first place in the AFC North because of the fact that teams won and lost. Well, now Indianapolis has head-to-head advantage over Cleveland. And Buffalo is still in first in their division. Or no, Buffalo is still in first in the league. Or not the league, the conference, I mean. You got Buffalo, and then you got Mexico City. Well, San Francisco lost, which means that it is confirmed that the Mexico City Jaguars will be in first in the NFC at the end of the week. So, who's got the best record right now? I think Buffalo is in first now. How in the world did that happen? How do you go from not making the playoffs to being in first place in the entire league? And then, of course, Green Bay beat San Francisco by like 4. I think the X-Men are in first, right? Yeah, Green Bay is in first in their division. Actually, you know what? I think Green Bay is actually in first in the league now. That's scary because Michael is going to go Super Saiyan. Hey, at least his team didn't cheat this time. It's a reference to when Michael used to cheat in the XAFL, by the way. He would literally restart games if his team started to lose, especially when playing Detroit. It was rigged. It was actually unfair. My question is, how do you lose to... And this was the 2017, the Access 2017 version of Detroit, when they were horrible. And that was also when they were still blue. Yeah, the Detroit Firebirds used to be blue, by the way. Oh, I forgot about Olsen. He's playing tonight. He is one of the best running backs in this league, but after seeing what some of the other teams did yesterday, oh my days, who was it? It was Chicago and Arizona. They had like the Snyderwines of the league. It's like Joseph Snyderwine had like 3 clones, one from Kansas City, one from Arizona, and one for Chicago. So yeah, the Mallards are below Arizona by default. Or sorry, not the Mallards, the Sharks. I need to figure out who Vancouver played before I figure out. Because I know Vancouver lost twice. I don't know who they lost to though. In week 2, Vancouver played. They played this. See, Vancouver played San Francisco in week 2. So I gotta figure out if the Mallards won or lost during week 2. If I can find them. Game's not even on here. Yeah, it's one of the 2 games I forgot to add to the week 2 games list, so I'm gonna go find that live stream. Gosh, this was so early in the season. That's a 76-yard gain. Oh, hi, person. I didn't get to see you there. I never saw someone this pixelated before. They look grumpy. They look like they're about to go Super Saiyan. I wonder if I should clip that. And then just use that as like a clip. Why did the camera pan to that? Touchdown, Miami. The Warriors score here. I guess the angry men and women did them some good luck. Where is that? It is so hard for me to find. Okay, this was day 5. Week 2, day 5. That was against the Racers. So the Sharks beat Vancouver. Oh, this is going to be one of those situations where we have the weirdest. Oh gosh, I'm struggling, guys. And this is just for division standings. Because San Francisco beat Vancouver, but Arizona then beat Vancouver. Then Arizona beat San Francisco. And what about Vancouver? Did Vancouver beat Arizona? Because if they did, that just cancels the whole thing out. I don't know. Week 2. I gotta find Arizona. No, because Arizona played Seattle week 2. But what about week 4? Arizona played San Francisco that day, and they did win that. So, so Arizona beat San Francisco, and then I guess I'll put Arizona in first in the division then. Of course, they make everything more complicated. And then I gotta figure out where the teams stand in the playoff rankings, which is even bigger of a challenge. Well, first off, Green Bay's back in first. How does Arizona suddenly take the division? The Sharks are easily the best 3-2 team, but in terms of point differential, but they lost to Vancouver, so they would have to be lower than Vancouver by head-to-head rule. Head-to-head rule is confusing for me to do earlier in the season. It gets easier as the season progresses. It's only week 5, so. And that basically is your NFC rankings for the week. The Axemen are in first in the NFC now, with a record of 4-1. We have 4 4-1 teams. 2 of them are from the same division. And then in the other conference, there's also 4 more. There could be 5 if Miami wins tonight. All right, Kansas City's punting. Oh, it was picked off, guys. Keller picked it off. What happened to Miami, dude? Weren't they good? I mean, yeah, they're better than they were before. They used to be the worst team ever. Freaking 1-14. Yeah, that was last season. This season, they are definitely going. They've already gotten more wins this season than they did last season. That just goes to show how much of an embarrassment last season was. And they actually had more wins since they did last season, since week 2. It seems like Thursday night football is the most popular one. Here's Olsen. Olsen's always been reliable for Kansas City. You know, Access Football usually does the best on Mondays for some reason. Monday night football is normally the best day for football. However, here's the thing. I didn't know that. So I literally scheduled all of the bad teams to play on Mondays. So it's going to be like, well, what the frick? You see, there was a reason I put the better teams on Friday night. Is because I wanted people to watch these teams. I mean, scheduling is going to be a pain next season. I mean, it's a pain every season, really. Like, it took me so long just to do this season's schedule because of how painful it was to schedule games. I had to make sure certain people were playing people at the right time. Okay, that's a good field goal by Black. It's 10 to 21. And welcome to the second half of this game. After this half is over, this stream is over. And then we won't have any more Access football games until Monday. I might as well post the week 6 schedule for the Ultimate Access Football League. I'm just going to say what it is as well. On Monday, aka our next Access football stream, we will have the Louisiana Gators take on the Tennessee Bloodhounds. That's probably going to be a good game because both teams are at the same skill level of being bad. The St. Louis Racers will be playing the Montreal Terrapins. The Washington Senators will be playing the Boston Whalers. And the Edmonton Ravens will be playing the Los Angeles Tide. Tuesday, we will have the Dallas Stampede take on the Ottawa Capitals. It's probably going to be a free win for Dallas, not going to lie. The Detroit Firebirds will be playing Toronto. It's probably going to be a free win for them also. Atlanta will be playing Calgary. Probably a free win for Atlanta. And Houston will be playing Oklahoma City. And then on Wednesday, the Jags, Mexico City will be playing Orlando. Wait, what the heck? Huh. It says here that the Nebraska Thunder will be playing the Nebraska Thunder. That has to be a typo. I'm going to fix that because that is not what it's supposed to say. Weird. I didn't realize I messed up week 6 in a way. Let me go to, what is the app called? Winner? I just told you, scheduling is really hard. And now I gotta figure out who's supposed to play who. App's taking its good old time. I'm gonna have to reboot the app. There we go. My schedule's not even there, so I have no idea if it's gonna be an away game or a home game for Nebraska. I gotta figure out who they're playing as well. All I know is that they're playing against they're playing against an NFC West team. That's all I know about Nebraska this week, so they could be playing any of the 4, so I just need to figure out, or one of the 5. I got to figure out which of the 5 they are supposed to be playing this week. So let's just do elimination then. So they can't play Arizona because they're playing Kansas City this week. They can't play Seattle or Arizona or San Francisco. So that just leaves Los Angeles or Vancouver. It might be Vancouver. It's Vancouver. And I also will need to search if that game's a home game or not. I don't know. I gotta make sure they don't play Nebraska twice. Because there could be a conflict. Okay, so that's correct. Yeah, because they play. There, that one's good too. Yeah, I think that is correct. I think they are. I think they are supposed to play Vancouver. So at least that was an easy fix. I knew I accidentally forgot to do something. I just forgot what it was. And this was all the way back in. This was an error that I remember making. Oh, that's a safety, by the way. Wow. This was an error that I remember making back in October when I made this schedule. So. Honestly, I can't believe I forgot to change that to Vancouver. I have no idea if they're a home game or not, though. So, anyways, back to what I was doing. Now I can continue reading the schedule for next week. The Nebraska Thunder will be playing the Vancouver Mallards, and not the Nebraska Thunder playing the Nebraska Thunder. Again, I fricked up. I had to fix that. And we got the Cincinnati Royals versus the Winnipeg Devil Cats. We also got the Chicago Blackhawks versus the Baltimore Paladins. And that would be our Wednesday games. Our Thursday games would be the New York Barons versus the Miami Warriors. So Miami's playing New York next week. But it's not going to be easy for the Warriors. The San Francisco Sharks will be playing Vegas next week. And Kansas City scored a touchdown. The Buffalo Grizzlies will be playing Philly. So I'm pretty sure Buffalo might win this week. And then Denver's playing Seattle. And then finally on Friday, we got the Cleveland Coyotes versus the Minnesota Pride. Probably a free win for Cleveland. I mean, maybe not a free win, but a close win. Indianapolis is playing Carolina. Green Bay is going to be playing Pittsburgh. And then Arizona will be playing Kansas City next week. It's quarter number 4 now. Why is the typing so loud? Who is Pesky anyway? I never heard of him. This is a field goal. This is starting to become a blowout. I never thought the Wranglers would be doing this tonight. But here they are. Well, me Dolphins, I'm sorry, folks. Or I'm sorry, bro, but you're getting cooked by Kansas City right now. There's Hamilton. Why is Miami playing so bad today? What happened to this team? Is this their second loss already? It's going to be their second week in a row they take an L. Video can't be monetized. Copyright issues found in... Oh, that's a frickin' Geometry Dash stream. Of course it has. Yeah, this game might as well be considered over. What in the heck has happened with AI, dude? This... It isn't... This game's gotten insane. What the heck are they doing with these AI videos nowadays? This dude made this song as a joke, and someone turned it into an actual extended version because it actually sounded good. Oh no, they're gonna concede. What is this team doing? Miami, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, they're all freaking idiots. No, they're losing by more than 30 now. What happened? This team was literally 3-0. Now they're about to be 3-2. They're getting destroyed by freaking Kansas City tonight. Like, it's bad. Like, you don't even need for me to tell you who's going to win this game anymore. We already know who won. It's just how much are they going to win by now. One yard. How much are they losing by right now? 30. This will put their point differential at 0 if they lose by this much right now. Every single point that they got from all their wins this season would be trashed at the end of this game if the scoreline ends with it the way it does right now. The Warriors are making their way down the field, but it's... They keep doing the same play over and over again, and somehow it's working. Well, now it's a 2-minute warning. Now they have to... They're forced to think now. And they scored. The Warriors finally scored. Took them long enough. Now they're only going to lose by 27. That's still bad, but it's not as bad as being in the 30s. Well, the Wranglers needed this win. Oh, yeah. Keep in mind, the Wranglers are currently in 4th in their division. So that's what makes this even more funny. Is that the Wranglers have not had a very successful season so far. I mean, it wasn't very bad either because they were 2-2 right now. Well, they're about to be 3-2 once this game ends. Timeout number 1 taken by the Miami. It has been one wild ride tonight. But all games must come to an end. That's it. The Kansas City Wranglers will win against the Miami Warriors tonight. With a score line of 47-20. A 27-point victory for Kansas City. That is going to do a lot for the Wranglers. That's going to put... The Wranglers are now going to be 3-2 with a point differential of 20, not plus 29. And I think they should be ahead of Nebraska now. As for Miami, well, their point differential is going to hurt tonight. As they now only have 7. And I got to finalize this week. This week is over. It is finally over. Gotta figure out where Miami's supposed to go. Are they below Orlando? No, because Orlando's got a losing record. Are they below Cincy? Yes. Wow. Well, I guess Kansas City is now a wild card team after today. And it looks like the Rockets are no longer in playoff range. So out of all the teams that could be messed up today, the Rockets end up getting the L because they're not in the playoff range anymore. Well, that's on them because they lost this week. But that's going to do it for the Ultimate Access Football League for Week 5. Tune in again next week when Week 6 starts.